record on this thing. Excellent. How are you, sir?
All good. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, I think. Yeah, can't complain. I don't think I've been into the office for 18 months, but I think I've adapted it's get to the stage where they've now said you can go back in again. And it's like, why? Why would I bother? I've done this for 18 months now. I may as well just keep going. But it's a strange world, isn't it? But
yeah.
Right, let's have a chat then. Okay, we've now got Anton on the line from Beast in Black. Now, you are about to release your third studio album, Dark Connection. I wonder, first of all, before you tell us about the album, perhaps for those people not familiar with Beast in Black, can you tell us a bit about the band?
Well, Beast in Black is a heavy metal band that has spices from a little bit of Italo disco, Eurobeat, symphonic music, pop music, but essentially it's a metal band. And we are 6 years old. We are 5 members, and yeah, whatever else you want to know about it, and I can tell you.
Now, I'm at the moment playing what is a couple of singles that come from the forthcoming album, Moonlight Rendezvous and One Night in Tokyo. And I guess on the back of playing these tracks, I've gone back and looked at previous albums and things like that. And as you say, I would describe you as, if you want to pigeonhole people into categories, as a power metal band. Though I would say on One Night in Tokyo, for example, is a good example. It's a strange combination of synths and metal that somehow doesn't work, but in a marvelous way does. And it's a fantastic combination. But this is a slightly more synth keyboard heavy album, isn't it, that you're coming out with this time?
Well, it has more synths, but at the same time it has also more riffs and like heavier stuff. So we kind of expanded the Beast in Black trademark style, in my opinion. So it has everything that the previous albums had, but like it's stretched. Both ends are like a bit further from each other.
Because there are some great, both those tracks are great tunes. And One Night in Tokyo, I think, is one, once you listen to it once, you can't get it out of your head. It just keeps on going round and round and round. Now, having listened to those tracks and liked what I hear, if I then go back and start looking at the previous 2 albums, am I going to find the same thing? How does Dark Connection differ from Hell with Love and Berserker, for example?
Well, musically speaking, I don't think it actually differs that much. Of course, every album has its own kind of colors, sound-wise. Every mix, every production is a bit different. Like from a technical perspective, what kind of guitar sounds you used for recording, what kind of kick and snare sound you used, what kind of microphone you used for vocals, all that matters. And sounds affect the impact. You can play a really extreme example. I can play a melody on a piano and the same melody on a guitar, or I can sing the melody. And even if I do it in the same tempo, exactly same key, it will give a different feeling depending on the instrument what I use. So that's how the albums are different. Like when I say that the sound colors are different, mixing wise, production wise, but the songwriting style is more or less the same. So it's not really that different for me. So I guess what people hear is the difference in the kind of soundscapes and the fact that, there are a little bit more of the keyboard riffs and stuff like that. But all that was already in the first album and the second album. If you think even about the song Crazy Mad Insane that was on the debut album, it's totally Italo disco. It actually was, I wrote an Italo disco song. I wrote it in 2014, if I'm not mistaken, when I was still in Battle Beast, and it wasn't meant to necessarily to be a Battle Beast song back then, but I thought that, hey, maybe it will be a Battle Beast song. But then what happened? I'm out of the band, like our ways separated, then I formed Beast in Black, and I thought, hey, there was that song, Italo disco song. It didn't have any guitars, but then I just added, guitars for the song, for the chorus parts, not for the verses or anything else. And then it's a Beast in Black song, but it's totally like Italo disco. So what we did with One Night in Tokyo, it's no different than Crazy Mind Insane on the debut album. So I don't see that much difference, because the melodies, the sense of melody, like how the melodies are and how the chord progressions are, how the drum beats are and arrangements are, they are not that different. But we do have a clearly different profile theme-wise with Dark Connection, which is cyberpunk. Visuals are totally new, what we haven't done before. And also the lyrics deal with that, cyberpunk stuff. So promo pictures, album cover art, music videos, lyrics, they all complement each other in this kind of cyberpunk world. They are all like, it feels like a coherent wholeness, even though there are songs that have nothing to do with cyberpunk. Songs like Dark New World, To the Last Drop of Blood, and Broken Survivors, they are based on a Japanese manga and anime called Berserk. So, and that's just something that's been there since the beginning of my career, not just Beast in Black's career, but I've had songs about Berserk throughout the beginning. And I always want to have those in every, like, especially in every Beast in Black album that we will ever make. But you have to have a strong profile when you market your album, when you promote it. It helps, to give people the kind of feel like, okay, this is different kind of an adventure. So it has a clear character. If it's too neutral or kind of a unclear, to me, things like that don't resonate so strongly. So that's why I thought, okay, even though it's not a concept album, but it circles around this cyberpunk themes. So let's give that kind of a visual look for it and go to that direction also with the music videos and so forth. So,
because I was going to say, is that sort of love of manga and anime one of the inspirations behind? Because Moonlight Rendezvous is a fantastic animated video. Can you tell us a bit about how did that process come about?
Animated video, you mean One Night Tokyo?
Sorry, One Night in Tokyo. Yeah, sorry, I'm getting the two confused. But yeah, it's a wonderful animated storyline. Again, that sort of dystopian cyberpunk future in there. I mean, was that a conscious decision to make that video like that rather than a one with the with the band in?
Well, it went more towards kind of over the top direction when I invited my friend for the brainstorming process. I mean, the lyrics themselves are inspired by my real life experiences or inspiration from the trips to Japan that I've done with Beast in Black and with my previous band, Bello Beast. And I just thought, okay, I'll make kind of a hybrid of fiction and reality and kind of try to encapsulate that feel in the video, which kind of the point of the video is that when you're in Tokyo, anything can happen. So that's why the video is so over the top. And big thanks to my friend Ere Ek, one of my best friends since childhood. And he kind of made it more insane or kind of not so regular, because I was thinking, okay, let's make a video that is cyberpunk world, but it kind of correlates with the lyrics. But then he wanted to things go a bit more like wild, and that's why it turned into what it became. And also Katri, she helped in the writing process. She had some ideas there, but it was more like me and my friend, we were like talking about the story out loud. in a bar, and then on the next day we continued in my room, and Katri was there. She was like recording our conversation, and like then afterwards she was listening to that and writing it down into a script, and then we refined it a little bit here and there, and in the end the script was like having too much content, and the animator guys told that okay, there's way too much stuff for a 3-minute song, so they had to really cut a lot of scenes out, but they also added some of their own ideas, which are really nice. And in the end, it was totally like great teamwork, what we did in that. And I think it still kind of fits to the lyrics, but since there aren't so many lyrics in that song, after the second verse there's nothing new. It's just the chorus that repeats, says the same thing, and from the second verse on it's kind of okay, now you have room to explore and take the story into any direction you want it to be taken. So it turned out what it turned out, and it's
because then Moonlight Rendezvous is again another brilliant video, which is again that sort of cyberpunk, sort of futuristic. But that's a 6.5 minute video. It's like a mini movie. It's got a great start to finish, and that must have been really good to have filmed.
Yeah, I mean, we wanted to make kind of a mini film, mini movie. Not to have this basic video where the band guys just play their instruments. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's already been done, and I think it's important for yourself, for the artist themselves, to keep things interesting and fresh. And the biggest inspiration for Moonlight Rendezvous was Armitage the Third, anime from 1995, cyberpunk anime from 1995, and the film Blade Runner from '82 by Ridley Scott, and a little bit of Battle Angel Alita, also an anime from the 90s that also affected a little bit. And it was fun to make the video. It was a long process, almost 1.5 years. At the same time, while we were making the album, we were making the video. It was fun.
Yeah, it's a fantastic. You say it's not just a video, like you say, it's a mini film, and I would advocate people go watch it from start to finish because it's a great track. Now, was this entire album written prior to lockdown and global pandemic, or was this written during that period of lockdown?
No, it was written before 2020. Mm-hmm. I think I did maybe some adjustments to some songs in early 2020, but not that much. Most of it was written before it, but there are also a lot of things from here and there that are really old, like the chorus melody of Hardcore. Well, I changed it a little bit, but the original melody is like 10 or 15 years old. I can't even remember it. It's really old. And whenever we have to make an album, it starts with me going through a section of my song catalog. I have really many completed songs, half completed songs, just melodic ideas, riff ideas, chord progression ideas, and all kinds of stuff. So I usually go through a section of my song. There's a folder that has tons of files, and meanwhile, while I go through it, I get inspired by brand new stuff, and I write it also down, and the end result is always a hybrid of past and present. Some tracks are totally new, some are combinations, and some are just old tracks which I decided to take for this album. So it's impossible to tell when were the songs written. But what I can tell is that the lyrics were written in 2020. That is something that always happens. Only after the musical part is taken care of.
So should this have album under normal circumstances come out a lot sooner than, ideally, should this have come out at the end of last year, or was this always the plan to put it out when it's coming out now?
Well, I think actually the very original plan was to release this album in the end of 2020 and still have like these tours that were planned. And it would have been impossible, I can tell you, if we would have had those tours that were planned for 2020. We had a North American tour coming up with Hammerfall for that time, and I was thinking, how the hell can we do that and all the summer festivals before it and make this album? It wouldn't have happened. It would have been ready only in 2023 if the tours would have happened. Even though that, like, the plan was to have it ready in 2020, I wouldn't have been able to make it, like produce it and record it and write the lyrics and all that stuff. But pandemic was the reason why we were able to release it, like as soon as now, like in a couple of weeks, in less than a couple of weeks actually. So it was a helping factor in this sense. But we do hope that we can actually start like heavy touring with this album, maybe 2, 3, even 4 years of touring. That would be great. We would like to go everywhere where we haven't been yet, and also do bigger tours in the areas where we have already played earlier and so forth.
So are there any plans to come over here and tour this in the UK next year, this year, festival-wise?
Yeah, it's all about the booking agency and management, what they organize for us. But we've had conversations, negotiations, and I've told that, hey, I really want to squeeze everything out of this album. Like we'll go to every corner of the world, like make massive tours. I'm sure we'll come there as well, and more than once. I'm confident.
Excellent. Well, I look forward to seeing you guys over here sooner rather than later. And I look forward to the album coming out 29th as it comes out, I think.
Yeah, correct.
Yep. Excellent stuff. And I shall keep playing the tracks. Thank you very much for the chat.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Would you mind doing us a quick ident for the radio show?
No problem.
So Chaz Byrne, Express FM.
Okay, let me check. So FS, what was it?
So Chaz Byrne, Express FM.
Express FM, okay.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Anton from Beast in Black, and you're listening to Chaz Byrne from sorry, Express FM, right?
Yep.
Okay, so hi, this is Anton from Beast in Black, and you're listening to Chaz Byrne from Express FM.
Brilliant. So thank you ever so much for that, sir. Thoroughly enjoying the tracks. I'm looking forward to the album. Thank you ever so much.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Okay. Yes. Bye-bye.